Well, we're at Sherwood Pines.
We are.
We've had a couple of days here, haven't we? 2 or 3 days here. And we've had a nice time, haven't we?
Weather's been reasonable.
We've come to Sherwood Pines with the van, obviously with the van, just to give the van, not a run out, because it's not far enough to give it a run out, but to
make sure everything's working correctly.
So we thought we'd come and stay for a couple of nights, try everything, the heating, the water and everything, before we set off on our trips this year.
Indeed.
So we're at Sherwood Pines. We've had a walk round into the forest, haven't we?
Yeah.
And up to the visitor centre.
Yeah, that's about a 20-minute, no, I'd say a 10-minute walk.
It depends how fast you walk, Tony.
Depending how fast Archie wants to walk.
Yeah, and which way you want to walk. There's lots of trails. You can get a little bit lost, actually.
Yes. If you have a bike, it's a biker's paradise, because there's miles and miles of cycle routes.
Yeah, and they vary, don't they? There's like an easy one, a children's one, and then they
go
get
into
harder.
the forest. Yeah, there's all sorts of mudded paths and ups and downs, etc., etc. And then there's paved paths that run in all sorts of directions for miles on end.
We had a walk up to the visitor centre.
Yeah.
And we had breakfast, didn't we? We had to sit outside because
no dogs are allowed.
No, and I think it's because there's a lot of children here. It's a children's paradise, really, as well, isn't it? And
yeah, there's Go Ape.
Yeah.
For them.
So maybe it's because, you know, there's lots of children and they don't want dogs barking at them or whatever. I don't know. But we sat under, it's like a roofed area, and it does cover the veranda, doesn't it? But you're sort of outside. There is heaters that aim at you, but they didn't really do a lot.
Well, they didn't, because it was windy.
Yeah, so I think whatever it heats up blows away.
Yeah, so it was
anyway,
a bit pointless.
We had a nice breakfast, and I put the photos up here.
Yeah.
And then we had another walk round, didn't we? And then we came back to the site. Tony went out on his bike, but he didn't film because it was a bit drizzly and rainy at the time.
It was, yeah.
So, yeah, it's been lovely, hasn't it? We also had a walk to what they call the trenches. Tony will tell you about that.
Yeah, the history of Sherwood Pines was that in the First World War, this place was used to train troops on how to dig trenches, how to fire rifles, etc. And they got them ready, so this was a training camp ready for the front. So I believe there's about 3 or 4 training camps in the country, and Sherwood Pines was one of them. Yeah,
so they've actually dug out a trench, haven't they?
Yes.
For you to walk round, you can go down it. It's not very big, but you can go down it and you get the feel of what it would have been like.
Yeah.
I said to Tony, I wouldn't like to have been down here. So we did that, and then as you come out and away from there, there's a Remembrance Wood. And it is quite a quiet area, isn't it? It's amazing how you get that feel. It just goes round in sort of a wavy circle, and there's trees all in the middle. Big boards, and there's lists of children's names, and it's the MPS Society. Now, I'm not even going to try and say this condition because I'll get it all wrong. So I'll put it up on the screen. So it's for children that have died of this condition. And I suppose the parents can go, and we saw trees have been planted with names of the children alongside of it. It was quite touching, wasn't it, really? Quite sad.
Yes.
Quite moving, should I say. Quite moving.
But a nice remembrance area.
And there's benches all around it, you know, with names on and things like that. So you can go and sit and, you know, just sit and think about things, I suppose.
Yeah, contemplate.
So, yeah, so we did that, and then we came back to the van, didn't we? And we've been sort of in the van, out the van, you know, walking around different trails. There's a dog walk right around the edge of the site, but I mean, you just sort of walk and you're into the woods, so you can go anywhere you like.
The campsite is basically on the edge of Sherwood Pines.
Yeah.
So in one direction the woods come to an end, and in the other direction you've got miles of forest. Yeah.
So it's been really nice.
Yeah.
It's a bit rainy now. I mean, when we first came, it was sunny, wasn't it? We had a nice, nice dry days. But now it's the rain's set in, so we'll not be doing any walking now. Tony went to the shower block, didn't you?
Yeah, it's spotlessly clean, and the shower has a plunger, which is one of my
it's got a plunger,
pet
everybody.
hates, but it has a temperature control.
Oh wow, that's a new idea then, isn't it?
Yeah, but the facilities are really good, and I would give it an 8 out of 10.
Oh, well done, Sherwood Pines.
Oh yes.
There's also, I should say, a play area for children. We're at the bottom of the site. It's half-term week, and we did think that it would be full, absolutely full, but it isn't. It's not at all. There's lots of spaces left.
Yeah, I suppose if it was half-term during the summer holidays, it would be packed.
But I think as well, we have half-term here this week, and I think other areas are next week, so maybe it'll be busier next week. Yeah. But it is nice, isn't it? It's nice. And we did have a walk round the site to show you as well.
Yeah. So how much was it?
Oh right, yes. It was £69.10. So that's basically £34, is it?
£34.50.
Yeah. So whether that is an increase because it's half term, I don't know. But I don't think it was too bad. You know, we've got a really nice site. We've pitched facing the woods. I mean, we have got the actual silver screen on, so we can't see into the woods. But I mean, if you wanted to, you could peel it down and look into the woods. But we thought we'd do that instead of looking at other people's vans across the path. Yeah,
it's not fully serviced though, is it?
This area isn't. No, there is some fully serviced pictures. I think round the other side. But there's an area that is like a glade on the other side of the campsite, which would be nice in summer, but I think it's all grass, and that's sort of like a circle with a path into it, but they've closed that off at the minute. Probably the grass is a bit soggy. Yeah, it's a lovely place. They planted lots of trees as hedging between the motorhomes.
They've yet to be...
Yeah, so we thought they'll have grown a bit higher, didn't we? But
depends how fast growing they are.
Oh, and also, I forgot to say, there's some little lodges. They're not huge lodges, like a pod, but they're not round like that. They're built like a proper lodge.
So they've been built recently.
Yes, because they weren't here, were they? I think they were getting the platforms where they were going to stand them on. They were up, but they hadn't got the actual lodges. So there's lodges here as well now. Yeah. So yeah, it's really nice.
It is a nice site. Yes.
We thought we'd just pop on and tell you about it. That's about it, isn't it? We've got nothing much more to say.
To back up.
We just show you Archie. He is there in his usual position. He's been out and had a walk with Tony this morning.
I've tied him out again. Look at him.
When he comes away, he goes into this like relaxation mode, more so than when he's at home. And he's like this at home, but
but we did walk him quite a lot.
Yes, we did. He's had a lot of walks while we've been here.
In comparison to when we're at home,
yeah. If you've liked what you've seen, please press the like button. And also press that subscribe bell. It is free. And it really is free, isn't it?
Yes, we'd much appreciate that.
Yeah, you don't have to pay anything. It would help the channel, and also it'll help yourselves to be notified. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Here's the bins, look. Right, so we're at the service point now, and we're just emptying the waste. And then this side is the fresh water, so we're just letting that run down because it's not nasty stuff, is it?
No, and it's just trickling downhill.
It's trickling down to the grate. Bit drizzly and a miserable day today. There the bins are, rubbish bins, water and waste. I'm getting back in the van now because it's raining. Let Tony stand out there. There's Archie. Hello, Archie. He's a good boy. Says, I'm not going out there, Mum, in the rain. Hi, Archie.
Balancing on a weary line, too scared to trust you and jump down. I'll keep my status quo up here, won't let anybody come near. I'll fix it on my own. 29 years I've been the same, trying so hard to run from shame. But how long can I keep up the pace? To fool myself I don't need grace. Will you be there to catch my fall? Need to be sure you'll hear my call. Darkness around me and I don't know why it's so hard to let go. Why it's so hard